Christ. This Officer 5000, Jeremiah Yachty, camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025. Starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
All right, here you go. Got it. Laya Shala. Imagine between stand upon Yakudam, turn to face the east. These are the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 13. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kudash, Hayah, Shamgah, Yahweh, Malakuka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawah, Hayah, Bashemayim, the Thunder Nawa, Lacham, Gal, Yawam, Masalakanawa, Kabawat Nawa, Katsalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Wala'a, Tabiyah Nawa, Manasawan, Abal, Hawashah Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Wakapara, Lahawalanya, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not to temptations, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Pray for the Hakak, power in Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kashai, Nathan Nawa, Hakak, Hakak, Laraba'ah, Kal Makalak, Wakal Madawa, Hakak, Ratahar, Amatazarain, Hakak, Lahapu, Hamaki, Hakak, Arakawak, Ratama'ala, the Garson, Ba'asemi Hawashah, the water Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you so big. Pray for the blessings in Hebrew. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Barak Lanawa. Wayat Sha'ala. Wahabayat Sakari. Bashim Yahweh Shah. The water Amun. In English, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shah. Bless us and Yahsha'Allah and the school in the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you so big. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Asha'ah. Ayanya. Al-Hahari. Ma'ayah. Yahweh. Azaria. Ma'ani. Yahweh. Aisha. Shemayam Wa'arataza. Al-Yatam Namawa Ragalka. Al-Yanawam Shamak. Hanala. Al-Yanawam Wala. Al-Yashan Sawama Yasha'Allah. Yahweh Shamak. Yahweh Tazarka. Al-Yah Yamyanka. Yahweh Mam Hashemas. La'al Yakata Wa Yarab Al-Yalah. Yahweh Yashamak Makarai Yashamat the Pastor. Yahweh Yashamat as a after wa my thought wa I have long. In English, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew Alahayim. Yahweh Atafarash, wa all thy shakwa, all Kayahana, Awiyabika, Yahamayawan, wa Mastanayaka, Sha'awa Ra'ash, Ahayaka, Yahweh Sawa. Wayat Yatazawa, Altazapawaka, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wanakakidan, Magawi, Wala Ayazakar, Samya Shali, Awa, Kaya, Nawai Tazawa, La, Yakadu, Ali, Baya, Yakarapa, Hari, Arawam, Wayasmat, Alayam, Awab, Wagari, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamalak, Palashat, Amisabi, Tazawa, Gamasawa, Nalawa, Admon, Hayawa. Zawai, Labani, Lawa, Salah, Aisha, Laham, Kamadi, Kasiyat, Sarah, Kayabi, Banachal, Koyashwa, Nashamadu, Bayan, Awa, Kahiwa, the man, La Damo, Shaitamo, Nadaya Muwa, Kaira, Wakazahaba, Wakazabak, Wakazamanai, Kal Masai Tomo, Asar, Amarwa, Nayusha, Larawa, Nawa, Alahaya, Alahaya, Shartomo, Kagogala, Kakwash, Lapanya Raka, Kaash, Tabaira, Yair, Wakalaha, Talaha, Hayam, Khan, Tardak, Basa Arika, Wabasa Wapaka, Tabalaham, Malaha, Panyaham, Palawan, Wayabakashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashu, Wayabahoa, Ayah, Wayabapara, Wayabara, Wayadaira, Kayata, Shamka, Yahawa, Lapaka, Ayawan, Kyle, Harataza. In English, be not thou silent, O God, or not thou peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee are lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that then in the Yahshua may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Selah, doing to them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Ben, at the brook of Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth, with the nobles echo red, and like Zahab. Yea, all the princes as Shabbat and as Salmon, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Pray for the power structure in evil. Rakate Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Wameaka'ali, Walahayim, Atazabi Wat Yahan, Halawaka, Hasaranya, Akwatazayanya, Hakayayam, Wahafatia, Yahweh, Basim Yahweh Shai, the Wada Amon. and angels bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you so big. So to the front. All right, Shadi, we seated. All right. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Barakatam to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Atam Shem Yahushai to the sisters. We are the ISUPK, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are led by Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other organization or individual. Israel, pay your tithes, man. Pay your tithes, ISUPK.com. Get ready for the Lord's 56th annual Passover, April 12th, Atlanta, Georgia. Pay a $200 Passover fee too, man. Per adult, age of 17 and older, man or woman, boy or girl. Pay a little extra if you can to help somebody else who may be struggling at that time. If you need any accommodations met, contact the school near you. Get that started. It is just days away when the events start kicking off. We got brothers showing up there as early as Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? So make sure your travel arrangements are locked in. Your flights, your hotels, your vehicles, pocket money, what you might need. Make sure your phone bill is paid so you don't go out of service. You know what I'm saying? Get an oil change. Get your tires rotated. Just check your vehicle if you're traveling that way. If you got a rental, make sure you get the insurance. It's nice to have, but get there safely. This is for all of Israel. Leave any of your affiliations at home. Do not bring any of that to the Lord's Passover. This is not about division. It is about unity under one banner, though. The same way that there was one body of Christ, one doctrine, one faith, one baptism, there's only one West. All roads lead back home. So let's get this started. ISUPK Milwaukee, Sabbath service. We are in Exodus chapter 18, verse 11. You got any questions, comments, or concerns? Feel free to engage in the chat. 18, verse 11. Phones on mute. Phones on mute, please. Phones on mute. That means your alarms, all that. All right. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Feel free to engage in the chat. We'll check with that momentarily, or periodically, I should say. And we shall get this kicked off in the Hebrew. We are in Exodus chapter 18, verse 11. True enough. I thought, it's like Exodus chapter 18, verse 11. I thought, Yada Aithia, Kaya, Gadawal, Yahweh, Makal, Alahayim, Kaya, Badabal, Ashar, Zadawah, Ayaham, verse 12, Wayika, Yatara, Yatara, Kathan, Mashah, Allah, Bazabakim, La Lahayim, Bayabah, Aran, Wakal, Zaquanya, Yasha'ala, La'akal, Lacham, Aim, Kathan, Mashah, Lapanya, Alahayim. Verse 13. Wayahaya, Mamacharath, Wayashah, Mashah, Lashapah, Hayam, Wayamah, Hayam, Al, Mashah, Manah, Habakwa, Aid, Hara, verse 14. Wayarah, Kathan, Mashah,
Ka, Asha, Hawa, Aisha, Lain, Wayama, Maha, Harba, Haza, Asha, Ata, Aisha, Lain, Marwai, Ata, Yawisha, Labarak, Wakal, Nain, Nataza, Aliyaka, Mana, Bakwa, Ai, Iraq, verse 15, Wayamar, Masha, Lachathanwa, Kaya, I slack it, Kaya, Yabaha, Aliyah, Haim, Ladarash, Alahai, verse 16, Kaya, Yahaya, Laham, Dabar, Ba'a, Aliyah, Washapatwa, slack it, Washapatathwa, Washapatathia, slack it, Washapatathia, Bayan, Ayash, Wabayan, Raihua, Wahawad Aithia, Ah, Hakia, Alahai, Wa'af, Tawarathiwa, verse 17, Wayamar, Chathan, Masha, Aliwa, La'a, Tawab, Hadabah, Ashar, Atha, Aisha. That's the first 7 in Hebrew. Back into the English, or switching over to the English. Exodus chapter 18, verse 11. Verse 11. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. Now, again, this is we're starting off right away back into a refresher. You know, again, after coming out of Egypt, wandering in the wilderness, getting set up for battle at this point against Amalek. Now, Jethro, who was Moses's heathen wife's father. Now, when he got married, that was before the Most High had approached him in the story of the burning bush. It's like, just need to get some more incense going. Shout out to Quam, man. Quam's Health and Wellness. We'll get you the full beard kit, hair kit, skin kit, incense kit. I don't know if he's missing any kits. He ain't got no pay kits for sale. Salakia to Sakari. Salakia to them brothers. He ain't got no pay kits. He got, kit just about for every other necessity in life. But, if you know, you can live without that. Quam's Health and Wellness. Go out at that man. So now get after this battle with Amalek, and we had seen how Moses putting in work. When he was out there on the field and he had his hands up, they were winning. He got tired of some, his hands started dropping down. The Amalekites started overpowering Israel. He got him a chair. Well, they stacked up some rocks. Got him some rocks. Just to take the strain off his body so he could, more impactfully, hold up his arms. He had a brother on each side too, helping keep posed. So as long as he had his hands up, it was like like a beacon, like a lightning rod, like attracting all that energy, all that power, amplifying it to Israel during that battle. And then we beat Amalek, and this was afterwards. And Jethro is approaching Moses, his father-in-law. He went out. Moses went out to meet him, saluted him. In the Bible, in verse 7, you're gonna hear it say, and kissed him. If you look at that definition, there's no Diddy in Israel at all. So when you see words like this, you got to look at the definition of it and how it was used back then, the implications of it. You ever been into a fight? You might have got kissed before. Your vehicle could have gotten, somebody could have damn near sideswiped your mirror, your door, just barely kiss you. It's a touch. It's a touch. And it's like we do it with our hands. We dap each other up with the hands. So that would be our kiss, that embrace when we salute each other. So Moses had saluted his father-in-law, asking on their welfare. Verse 10, and Jethro, blessed be the Lord. And Jethro said, blessed be the Lord. So now this is another thing too. So this is Jethro, a heathen, saying, blessed be Yahweh. Verse 10, let me just read that real quick. See if he's actually saying it verbatim like that. Well, Ya'amar, which is, and said, Yatharah, that would be Jethro. Barak, blessed. Barak is blessed. It's Hebrew for blessed. Yahweh. So that's Jethro saying, blessed be the Most High of Israel. Blessed be Yahweh. All nations are going to recognize the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So when the Bible is talking about in the Old and or the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, the New Testament, wherever it might mention this, where all nations are going to gather or witness or praise, to the Most High God, that's going to be expected of them. Ain't going to be no more atheism. That's not going to be a concept anymore. Everybody's going to know, just like the Egyptians knew, and the other heathen nations around, when they heard about the destruction of Egypt, they knew that the God of Israel was real. And their idols, just that they put so much faith into, it wasn't giving off the same energy. It wasn't keeping the same vibes. It didn't pass the vibe check, as I guess they would say. It wasn't keeping the same energy. So now Jethro, having witnessed all this stuff too, and or heard the stories of it, he's also saying, blessed be the God, blessed be Yahweh, the Most High God of Israel, who had delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who had delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now that brings us up to verse 11, where we currently are, verse 11. Now I know that Yahweh, that the Lord, is greater than all gods. For in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. So those idols, your cups, your statues, your trees, your rocks, your wooden crosses, all these other items, these man-made items that people put all their faith and all their devotion and trust into, well, the world at that time found out that the Most High was above all. Verse 12, and Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for God. And Aaron came, and all the elders of Israel, to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. So now he is preparing an offering for the Most High God. Under the order of the priests and the elders. Verse 13, and it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people. And the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. Now he's in charge of this entire populace of Israel. So we read when they were coming out of Israel that 600,000 men on foot beside the boys, not counting the mixed multitude. So that would have been like the women, the elderly, the non-combatants. So the old, the young, the women, maybe the crippled, or just maybe brothers who just, that wasn't their gift. Verse 14, and when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, what is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto evening? And verse 15, And Moses said unto his father-in-law, because the people come unto me to inquire of God. Moses was that mediator, like Yahweh was our mediator today. Verse 16, when they have a matter, they come to me, and I judge between one another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. So, for example, today we would take it to the school. We would take it to the council, to the men above us, to Commanding General Yohana, who would counsel with the angels and the Most High. It's like the angels, Yahweh and the Most High. That's where he would get his authority from, to judge the nation. If that wasn't clear, Commanding General Yohana is the current leader of the nation of Israel until Yahweh returns. He's holding it down in his stead. Verse 17, and Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. So now, again, him being a heathen, not understanding the customs or that relationship, the authority that was given unto Moses, because even Moses at first, he kind of second-guessed himself. He kind of doubted it in the moment because of his speech impediment. Most High gave him his brother Aaron, who was an eloquent, more smooth talking brother. So he made that work, but he was dealing with Moses to deal with the people. That's those 7 in English, back into the Hebrew. Exodus chapter 18, verse 18. Nabal, Thabal, Gam, Atah, Gam, Ayam, Slakia, Gam, Ha'aim, Hazar, Asar, Amat, Aimaka, Kaya, Kabar, Mamakar, Hadabar, La'ah, Tawakal, Shahawa, La Barak, verse 19, Aitha, Shemai, Bakwali, Ayai Tazaka, Wayahaya, Alahai, Amaka, Haya, Ata, La'aim, Mawal, Halahaim, Wahaba'af, Ata, Ah, Hadabari, Oh, Halahaim, verse 20. Wahaz Zaharata, Ataham, Af, Hachakuyam, Wa'af, Hatwaraf, Wahawada'if, Laham, Af. It's like Wahawada'itha, Laham, Af, Hadarak, Yalakua, Baha, Wa'af, Maisha, Asar, Yaisawan, verse 21, Watha, Thakazah, Makal, Ha'ain, and Ashya, Chayol, Yara'aya, it's like it, Yara'aya, Alahain, and Ashya, Ma'af, Shanaya, Batazai, Washamath, Ilaham, Shaya, Alapyam, Shaya, Mawaf, Shaya, Kamashiyam, Washarya, Aisharath, verse 22. Washapatwa, Af, Ha'aim, Bakal, Atha, Wahaya, Bakal, Hadabar, Hagadal, Yabiawu, Alika, Wakal, Hadabar, Hakutan, Yashapatwa, Yashapatwa, Hama, Salak, Wahakwal, Ma'alika, Wanashwa, Athka, it's like Athak, verse 23, it's like Yama, Af, Hadabar, Hazah, Daisha, it's like it. Wataz Waka, Alahayim, Wayakalat, Aimad, Wagam, Kal, Haim, Hazah, Ayo, Makumawa, Yabaa, Bashalom, verse 24. Wayashamai, Mashah, Lakwawal, Kathanwa, Wayaisha, it's like Wayaisha, Call, Ashar, Amar. Back into the English. Exodus chapter 18, verse 18. Thou wilt surely thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. So he's looking at this huge expanse of people. Can't believe that this is something that Moses could accomplish without getting worn out, just weighed down by it. You know, that's the kind of pressure that might break most men. You know, to be in that state of power and authority, that's a heavy task that is not to be taken lightly, which is something that people don't understand about rank. Which is why when you got some of these weirdos calling themselves high priests and deacons, bishops, they're calling themselves this. We get raised up in the nation. You get promoted. That promotion comes with responsibilities. There's a lot of people out there who do not want to be in charge. They might like the title that it brings them, but they don't want the responsibilities of being in charge, because that means that you can't have skeletons in your closet like certain brothers that get aired out. You can't be a crooked cop and lock up brothers on false charges that you charge them with. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring heathens into the fold and wed them to your daughters just because you're the leader of an organization. There's a responsibility that falls on your shoulders, the lives of your people, their well-being, their safety, their health, their way of life, their sustenance. You are responsible for all this now. If they fail as a people, it's because you failed as a leader. And now we see all these different groups where we're seeing them get rooted out. We're seeing them break up with each other, having online little quips and exposés about each other's history and past and true identity, because the hell if you really know these bastards. That's why it's important to know the men that labor amongst you. Some of us not only live with each other, live amongst each other in the same communities, neighborhoods, or cities, you know, even brothers that are cities apart. It's important to gather together for more than just class, camp, or for a drink. Come together for a meal. Come together for a game of spades. Watch a game. Bring the kids out, to the park, or I don't know what, but they got the bounce house. I don't know what's open since COVID. I have no idea. But it's important to come together as a family to understand your brother's mannerisms, the personalities, their strengths, their weaknesses, their talents, some of the things that might be holding them back that they might not be able to recognize themselves, so that we can balance our cities out. Milwaukee has we've got a well-rounded good spectrum of brothers here that have a lot of different talents that they bring to the table, different personalities with different vantage points. It's important to get to know everybody around you. Jethro don't know Israel. He don't know Moses. He's Moses' father-in-law, but he don't know Moses like that. You don't know the relationship and the responsibility on Moses' shoulder and his integrity. You don't know how powerful and strong Moses is, his willpower, not just the gifts that the Most High gives him, in those moments of excellence, but just his willpower, his integrity himself. Jethro don't know this about him. Verse 19. Hearken now unto my voice, and I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. Verse 20. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Verse 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties and rulers of tens. So Jethro did see the strain on Moses. It's like I should rephrase this. Jethro did see the strain on Moses. Didn't want all that pressure to be on him. So now he's counseling him, advising him that he should delegate tasks. Delegate tasks. That's how you get the concept of rank and order, so that it doesn't all have to fall on that one man. Captain DeBarmont doesn't have to do everything. He will if he needs to, just like Moses has been doing here. But he has men around him that can take up that slack, that can take different offices, different areas that don't need. I don't want to say micromanage, but that don't need to be some of the lesser responsible manners that don't need Moses' direct attention can be delegated to the other men around him, so that they can deal in kind of smaller clusters too, spreading the work around. So you can have one captain or one officer that's over 1,000, another that's over 100. That one brother that's over 100 reports to the man that's over 1,000, because you might have 10 men that are over 100 each that all report up to the brother that's over the 1,000. That way they can kind of compartmentalize any needs or concerns, provisions, resources that can get passed out, and everything can be funneled up nice and neat and in order. Verse 22, and let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge, so that it be easy for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. So again, just sharing the burden and responsibility of it. Verse 23, if thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all his people shall also go to their place of peace. Verse 24, so Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law, and did all that he had said. So Moses did listen to his father-in-law. He accepted the counsel from him, and restructured the functioning qualities of Israel, so that it's not just all on his shoulders. He ain't got to hear everybody's matter day and night. That brother that's over 100, he can hear those 100 folk off in the southwest quadrant, for example. And then he can consolidate those concerns, those reports, and bring it back up to that man that's over maybe 500, 1,000, so on and so forth. All right, back into the Hebrew, verse 25. Exodus chapter 18, verse 25. Wayabachar, Mashah, Anashia, Kayal, Makal, Yasha'ala, Wayathan, Atham, Rashayam, Al Ha'im, Shaya, Alapiam, Shaya, Mawaf, Shaya, Hamashiam, Hamashim, Shaya, Asherah, verse 26. Washapatwa, it's like Washapatwa, Haim, Bakal, Aitha, Harabal, Hakusha, Yabiawan, Al, Musa, Wakal, Harabal, Hakutan, Yashapatwa, Hama, verse 27. Wayashalat, Masha, Chathanawa, Wayalaka, Wayalaka, Lawa, Al, Aratazawa. Exodus chapter 19, verse 1. Bachadash, Hashalayashia, Latazah, Banya, Yasha'ala, Ma'aratazah, Matazarium, Bayawam, Hazah, Ba'awu, Marbar, Sayanya, verse 2. Wayasaiwa, Marapayadium, Yaba'awu, Marbar, Sayanya, Wayachanawa, Bamadabar, Wayachan, Sham, Yasha'al, Nagar, Haha, verse 3. Wamasha, Ailah, Al, Alahayim, Wayakwara, Ayuwa, Yahweh, Manah, Haha, La'amal, Kaha, Ta'amal, Labiath, Yaquah, Wathagayah, it's like Wathagayah, it's like Labanya, Yasha'ala, verse 4. Atham, Rayatham, Ashar, Aishiathia, Lamatazarian, Washa, Athakam, Ayah, Kanapia, Nasharium, Wabaz, Athakam, Aliyah. Back into the English. Exodus chapter 18, verse 25. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50, and rulers of tens. And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. Verse 27, and Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. Exodus chapter 19, verse 1. In the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai. Verse 2. For they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai and had pitched in the wilderness, and there Israel camped before the mountain. Verse 3. And Moses went up unto God, and Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel. Verse 4. Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings and brought you unto myself. Back into the Hebrew. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Wa'atha Shama Shamu Slakia. Shamawai. The Shamawai. Bakwalia. Washamaratham. Mariathia. Wahaya Yatham. Laya. Sagala. Makal. Hamiyam. Kaya. Laya. Call. Harataza. Slakia verse 6. Watham. Verse 6. Watham. Tahayal. Laya. Mamalakat. Kahanayam. Wagawya. Kwarwash. Slakia Kudash. Allah. Hadabaryam. Ashar. Thadabar. Al Banya Yashala. Verse 7. Wayaba'a. Mashah. Wayakwara. Lazaquanya. Ha'ain. Wayasham. Lapanyaham. Call. Hadabaryam. Pa'ala. Ashar. Tazwahawa. Yahweh. Verse 8. Wayayanya. Call. Ha'ain. Yachadwa. Wayamarwa. Call. Ashar. Dabar. Yahweh. Naisha. Wayashab. Mashah. Dabaria. Ha'ain. All Yahweh. Verse 19. It's like verse 9. Wayamar. Yahweh. Al Mashah. Hana. Anakia. Ba'a. Alika. Ba'ai. Hainan. Ba'ibawar. Yashamai. Ha'ain. Badabayu. Imaka. Wagam. Baka. Yamayanwa. Laiwalam. Wayaga. Mashah. Dabaria. Ha'aim. Al Yahweh. Verse 10. Wayamar. Yahweh. Al Mashah. Laka. Al Ha'aim. Wakwad Hayawam. Wamakar. Wakabaswa. Shamalatham. Verse 11. Wahayawa. Nakanyam. Layawam. Hashalashia. Kaya. Bayawam. Hashalashia. Yarad. Yahweh. Layanya. Kal. Ha'ain. Ha. Sayanya. Back into the English. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all earth is mine. For all the earth is mine. So now this is a concept that a lot of people don't, it's hard for them to understand, that the God of the Bible is racist. At the very least, if you don't like that term, you have to at least acknowledge that he is a staunch separatist. Time and time again, had he only chosen Israel and this family tree to deal with. And it's like, I do stand corrected. Jethro did see something that Moses needed to accomplish as a leader, to to be able to spread that burden around, that responsibility. So now, going with that, galvanizing the people under one identity and culture. It's going to come with, I want to say certain pushback, but you see how we are already, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It can be a difficult task to galvanize us, even on something as simple and mutually agreeable as, let's do an event for the kids, something for the elderly or something like that, without having any problems. Somebody getting shot, somebody getting beat up, somebody who had problems with somebody from back in the day. It's it sparks up again under a lot of these events. So now, trying to get these people all on one page to listen to the Most High so that we can receive the blessings of the Most High and not falter again and go back into captivity, go back into under oppression, and suffer the curse that we had just came out of. It's a task and a half. So that counsel that Jethro gave to Moses to spread out the, I don't say leadership, but the responsibility to hear the people, to hear their matters, to hear their needs. And then instead of 600,000 plus all coming to you at once, standing in line, having to wait all day and night to figure out what what everybody's needs and demands are and what their problems are, that you can divide that into smaller groups, and then just those individuals representing those groups would filter up the information to an even smaller number of people. That would again, it would just, everything would just go up. Verse 7, and Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord had commanded them. So again, now he's going to give these orders, these words that the Most High had given him to these men, and it's going to filter all back down that same way that everything filtered up. Verse 8, and all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has spoken we will do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. Verse 9, and the Lord said unto Moses, and the Lord said unto Moses, lo, I am come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. Verse 10, and the Lord said unto Moses, go unto the people and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes, and be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. So kind of just a cleansing, just a cleanup, showering, very similar to how we would practice it today. Before you come into the school, clean yourself up. I know some brothers might be coming right off of work, so you might not have time for a shower if you have to report, at a certain time. But try to get some of that grime out from under your nails. If you got it, bring a different pair of clothes with you or something like that, especially for like a high holy day. So he's giving them time to prepare themselves, because again, it's a whole mass of people. That's going to take a little bit to get everybody set up and ready. I figure Milwaukee's actually kind of a good representation. Milwaukee is over 600,000 people. Let's take a look at what the current count might be. Population of Milwaukee. Wow, so that dropped. Yeah, we were just around 600 for quite a while. So right now, the way that the consensus has it, 560,000, just over 560,000. So just north of 500,000 is, picture Milwaukee. If you know Milwaukee, picture about the size of this city, of this many people, because you got to think about all the unaccounted. That's about the size of the populace of Israel at that time too. 600,000 of the men, plus the women, the children, and the elderly, minus anybody that they may have lost during the battle with Amalek. And was it the Philistines too? So I think it was just the Amalekites. We'll get our white people. So you give Milwaukee, 2 days, that'd be enough time for this city to get itself presentable to go before the Most High. But that's just got to give you an idea on how many people we're talking about. Let me see. All right, so that was actually those 7 back into the Hebrew. Exodus chapter 19, verse 12. Waha Gabalah, Af Ha'ain, Sabaya, La'amah, Hamasharwa, Lakam, Al-Yuwath, it's like Al-Wath, Bahar, Wanagai, Bakwat Tazahawa, Kal, Hanagai, Bahar, Mawath, Wayamath, verse 13, La'ah, the guy, Bawar, Yad, Kayah, Sakwal, Yasakwal, Slaki, Sakwal, Kayah, Sakwal, Yasakwal, Awa, Yara, Yara, Bahama, Ayash, La'ah, Yahaya, Bamashaka, Hayabal, Hama, Al-Yuwa, Bahar, verse 14, Yara, Masha, Mana, Ahar, Al, Ha'ain, Yakudash, Ha'ain, Yakabaswa, Shemal Thumb, verse 15, Yakudash, Ha'ain. It's like verse 15, Yamal, Al, Ha'ain, Haywa, Nakanayam, Lashalashiath, Yamayam, Al, Thagawa, Slaki, the Gashawa, Al, Asha, verse 16, Yahaya, Bayawam, Hashalashia, Bahayath, Habakwal, Yahaya, Kolath, Wabarakwiyam, Wainan, Bakar, Slaki, Kabad, Ayel, Haha, Wakwal, Shapar, Kazak, Ma'at, Yaharad, Kal, Ha'ain, Ashar, B'machana, verse 17. Wayah Wataza'ah, Mashah, Ha'ain, Aquara'ah, Ha'alahaim, Manah, Salaki, Hamachana, Wayah, it's like Wayah Tayah Tazabawa, Batha Kathayah, Ha. Back into the English. Exodus chapter 19, verse 12. And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, take heed to yourselves, that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the border of it. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. Verse 13. There shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot through. Whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet sounded long, they shall come up to the mount. Verse 14. And Moses went down from the mountain to the people and sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. Verse 15. And he said unto the people, be ready against the third day. Come not at your wives. So he's giving them an outline of the protocol steps to be followed in preparation of this. Don't touch this area. It's just that simple. That's the order. Don't touch it. That's the opposite of spending any energy to go and touch it. Don't touch it. And there are consequences outlined, for those that would break that very simple, straightforward rule. As harsh as that might seem, just follow the order. You can disagree with it all you want. Follow the order nonetheless. Take it up with the men that you report to afterwards. Take it up to the men that you report to after you follow the order. After you don't touch it. That means keep your kids in check. You know how kids like to touch everything, man. You gotta love your nieces and nephews. But then he's also letting them know too, because there are clean and unclean practices. Oh, this letter's out. Clean and unclean practices when it comes to Salaki, guess that's it. When you have sex, if you got an open cut, if you're sick, certain physical ailments, things like that, or deformities that might make you unclean, that would have you separate from the people. And for this occasion, he needed everybody to be clean. So now, after sex itself, it's saying that something is unclean because of that. It's not a bad thing. You can be lawfully unclean. There's that exchange and exposure to bodily fluids. That using that color like this one. There we go. Teamwork. But yeah, just let them know that for this occasion, remain clean. Make sure that you are clean for this when we present ourselves to the Most High. Verse 16, and it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. Verse 17, and Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part at the mount. Back into the Hebrew. Exodus chapter 19, verse 18. I can just get a little bit more of this excellent incense from Quam's Health and Wellness going. I like the smoky one. I like the incense. Frankincense and myrrh, that resin. The sticks are really good. Captain Zariak, he's got the frankincense and myrrh in the stick form. For the resin though, I like Quam's selection of it. You get a fat 1 pound bag. He's got a deal where if you for a discounted rate, you commit to a 9-month service of it. You get a discounted rate of it. You get a whole fresh pound. Every month for 9 months. or I think you can do like 3 months, 7 months, 9 months. So you can get stocked up on this. I had so many stocked up. I was able to gift it to some of the other zones throughout last year. During some of the events that we were going out of town for, I was able to give a bag to the different schools. This is kind of a token from our city to theirs. Just appreciation for them being hosts and welcoming us in, all the brotherhood, the hospitality, and all that. Just that small gesture that I personally had available, which is kind of it's not necessarily expected per se, but it's considerate. It's considerate to do when you're visiting another zone. It's brotherly to bring a gift. You're a guest in their neck of the woods. It's a brotherly thing to do. Something to think about. So again, when we're coming to Atlanta, shout out Atlanta. They're hosting the Lord's Passover. That's a big task. Everything that they had to set up and prepare. That's shout out to Atlanta. Hats off. The promo videos, like when they were showcasing like the just kind of the city. Never been to Atlanta, so it looks cool. Looks pretty good. I'd still say watch your pockets, so watch your car at the gas station. Be cool. It's like back into the Hebrew, we're at verse 19. Saki, we are at verse 18. Wahar, Sayanya, Aishan, Kalwa, Mapanya, Ashar, Yarad, Al Yawa, Yahweh, Baash, I Walam, Slaki, Wayam. Slaki, Waya Ayah, Aishanwa, Kayashan, Hakabashan, Wahacharad, Kal, Ahar, Ma'ad, verse 19, Wayahaya, Kwawal, Kashawapar, Hawalaka, Wachazak, Ma'ad, Mashah, Yadabar. Wa, it's like Waha Alahayim. Yeah, it's like it. Yainanawa, Bakwawal, verse 20. Wa Yarad, Yahweh, Ayel, Har, Sayanya, Al, Ra'ash, Ahar, Wa Yaqwa Ra'ah, Yahweh, Lamashah, Al, Ra'ash, Ahar, Wa Ya'ayel, Mashah, verse 21. Wa Ya'amar, Yahweh, Al Mashah, Rad, Ba'ain, Pan, Yaharasawa, Al Yahweh, La Ra'awath, Wa Nepal, Mamanawa, Ra, verse 22. Wagam, Hakah Hanayam, Hanagashim, Al Yahweh, Wathakwashwa, Panah, it's like, yeah, Panah, Yaparataza, Baham, Yahweh. Verse 23, Wa Ya'amar, Mashah, Al Yahweh, La'ah, Yahweh, Ha'aim, Lailath, Al Har, Sayanya, Kaya, Athar, Haidathar, Banya, La'amar, Hagabal, Ath, Hahar, Wakwadashathwa, verse 24. Wa Ya'amar, Al Yawah, Yahweh, Lakah, Rad, Wa Eliyah, Ata, Wa Aran, Imakah, Wa Hakahanyum, Wa Ha'aim, Al, Yaharaswa, Yaharasawa, Lailath, Al Yahweh, Ham, Yaparatazar, Bam. It's like Yaparatazar Bama. 18, 19, 20, 24. Back into the English. Exodus chapter 19, verse 18. It's down here. There we go. And Mount Sinai was altogether on the smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire, and the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. Verse 19. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. Verse 20. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai in the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the mount, up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. Verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break through unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. Verse 20, that was verse 21, verse 22. And let the priests also which come near to the Lord sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And again, all this is just describing the power and the might of the presence of the Most High. Verse 23. And Moses said unto the Lord, the people cannot come up to the Mount Sinai. It's like the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for thou charged the same, set bounds about the mount, and sanctify it. Verse 24. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So we are reading up until Exodus 20 and 7. It's like I must have been one count off, so we'll just read 25 as part of this real quick. Exodus chapter 19, verse 25. Wa Yarad, Mashah, Al Ha'aim, Wa Ya'amar, Alaham. Verse 25 in English. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. So again, just passing the orders down. Back into the Hebrew, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Slacking. Pour this last bit of wine. Make a record time today. No, Yashala. Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Wa Yadabar, Alahayim, Kal, Hadabarim, Allah, La'amar, verse 2. Anakia, Yahweh, Alahayika, Ashar, Hawa Tazaatika, Maratazah, Matazarium, Mabayat, Abadim, verse 3. La'ah, Yahaya, Lakah, Alahayim, Acharim, Al Panya, verse 4. La'ah, Daisha, Laka, Pasal, Wakal, the Mawana, Ashar, Bashamayam, Mama Ay, Wa Amar, Baratazar, Mathachath, Wa Ashar, Bamayam, Mathachath, La'aratazar. Verse 5, La'ah, the Shah, Thachwa, the Shah Thachwa, Laham, Wala'ah, Ta'ibadam, Kaya, Anakia, Yahweh, Alahayika, All, Quana, Quana, Pequar, I won, Ba'af, Abath, Al, Banyam, Al, Shalashim, Wa Al, Rabayam, the Shana Awa, verse 6. Wa Isha, Chasad, La Lapim, La Habia, Wala Samaria, Matazawati, verse 7. La'ah, the Shah, Ath, Sham, Yahweh, Arahayika, La Shawah, Baya, La'ah, Yapakwa, Yahweh, Ath, Ashar, Yashah, Ath, Slakia, Ashamawa, Lasha, the Shawah. Back into the English, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 2, I am the Lord God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Verse 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Verse 4, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likenesses of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. That reminded me of one thing that people got a problem with. In the school, we've got, for lack of a better term, a likeness of what the more accurate biblical descriptive portrayal of Yahushua would look like. If it were the actual image of Yahushua that we were making t-shirts out of, that's where this in verse 4 would apply to. They've got white Jesus plastered all over the earth. In Brazil, you got 100. Well, how tall is that statue? I think they got one like this in Brazil. They got one like this in China. I mean, let me just look this up real quick. It's over 100 feet tall, I think. Jesus statue in Brazil. Yeah, so 30 meters, 98 feet roughly. 38 meters with the pedestal. So on top of that little cube, 125 feet. Because they believe that was the actual image of Christ, and they've erected statues and had all these pictures about him, that's a graven image. We're using this as a combative point to that biblically, the way that Yahushua is described, this is more accurate to him. So it's just to counter what they have portrayed all over the earth as a white Jesus. He was a black man from the tribe of Judah. He was not a Caucasian man from the tribe of Edom. Verse We'll just do verse 5 again. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Again, talking about those idols. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So again, erecting graven images and idols and bowing to them, serving them, holding ceremony, sacrificing whatever to it, would be an act of hatred to the Most High. Verse 6, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Verse 7, thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. So when you see people out there, just reckless, on my mama, on my kids, on me, on the dead homies, on God, it's things like that it's saying. Don't swear by the Most High type shit. Especially overall, but that don't do it over some trivial shit. Like I swear to God, one time my bank account had $1 million in it. Swear to God, I own everything. Dumb shit like that. And it'll keep the integrity of the culture and the power that we follow intact. So that those that come before us that are looking for, in all sincerity, that are looking for answers and guidance, they're not going to see those men that are portraying themselves as men of God taking it as such a light thing. I believe General Muhammad had spoke about this recently in the class where, if you find a brother that's, it might have been Captain Tazaria Salaki during the Car Chronicles, but if you find a brother that's, according to the law, that's keeping even one of the smallest tasks of the law, that's somebody that you can count on, that you can almost be rest assured that he's going to be keeping the bigger tasks, because he's taking those small tasks serious. So you've taken the small task serious, he's more than likely going to be taking the bigger task serious. So now you got a lot of different adaptations and understandings of what the law is or what it would require, like fringes, for example. You got people wearing t-shirts, putting fringes on the bottom of the t-shirt as if that's their, holy garment. Your fringes were supposed to go on your garments. On your garments. Like your priestly attire. Because the women and children can wear, fringes on their clothes too. But it's supposed to mean something. I'm not gonna go to the plantation with fringes on my shit. On my work uniform, on my t-shirt under my work uniform, you got people with fringes on their pajamas. It helps them sleep better at night because it gives them the sense of security, the false sense of security that they're keeping the law. Because it said, you're supposed to keep this throughout all your days. That does not mean 24, because that does not mean 24/7, because you better have fringes on your washcloth too when you're in the shower, on your bathrobes, on your socks. Don't put it on your underwear, man. Don't take it that far. That would also be kind of compared to taking the Lord's name in vain, watering down this culture and using it for any old purpose because it makes you feel comfortable, largely in the sight of the people, is why most people are doing this stuff. We've burned piles of t-shirts. We've cut off dozens of dreads, pounds and pounds and pounds. Brothers and sisters have, gotten rid of their cigarettes, all their drugs, contact with certain people that were counterproductive for them, that would have led them away from the Most High. And it's things like that we need to rid ourselves also of. So you got a lot of people ordering their clothes from Amazon, which is all well and good in spirit. Like I get where they're coming from. You got brothers and sisters that make clothes too, that are appropriate for high holy days or classes, Sabbath service, the Passover, memorials, if you want to wear your culture proudly, appropriately. You got brothers and sisters that know how to make gear for that. And we're stepping it up every day. This year's garments, like some of the samples that we've seen, I don't know how out there in New York. He flexed with that embroidery machine. We had a couple other brothers and sisters that had the embroidery thing going, doing patches and other kind of custom work. Hazahab, though, just given his nature with the garment department, giving him an embroidery machine, it's like I want to get an embroidery machine too, but I'm just gonna use that for personal use or something like that. Hazahab got it, man. If he can't take nothing, if he's so backed up on orders and we need to outsource it or something like that, maybe we'll take on some of the overflow, if that's permissible. But some of the garments that we've seen, Captain DeBar, I'm trying to throw my hat in the ring this year too. So, we're gonna see an excellent display of culture, of the integrity, of the sincerity that brothers and sisters are coming to the Passover with, to not wear fringes on their t-shirts or graven images, or you got Yahweh blasted across your shirt. That'd be another thing that would be, taking his name in vain. It gets a little ridiculous, the lengths that people go to make themselves appear righteous. I think they call it virtue signaling. It's problematic because it's going to give everybody the false sense of security again that the Most High is working with them. You got women out there saying that they married to Jesus. That's not what the Bible is about. At least in the context that they mean it. Things get weird. So before they do, get into class. Before you contribute to that, find a school near you. ISUPK.com. Find a school near you. If there's nothing directly in your city or your neighborhood, take the time to travel to the next one. Go see what's up with them. As a brother, get raised up so that you can build one in your locality, so that you can have one to administer to the people there. So that you ain't got to, from Milwaukee, we used to have to go to Chicago all the time because Milwaukee wasn't built up yet. But now that we have a school here in Milwaukee at 4221 West North Wright Street, Unit 101, we've got our zone covered. So now if you're in Madison or if you're in Green Bay, you ain't got to go, like you can get your officership online too. If you can't make it to the physical location, I suggest you make it to the physical location though. That way, again, you can experience the brotherhood and sisterhood firsthand, see what it's like in practical, application right in front of you in real time, and you can take that back home with you. But it's important, again, to get to know the brothers that you're about to stand shoulder to shoulder with when you go to camp. When you're at events and you're expected to present yourself in a presentable manner, I guess. But it's important to follow the prescribed method that's been laid down, the blueprints that we got here, if we want this to be successful. If you don't want it watered down, if you don't want a break off of a break, like, listen, man, it's a damnable thing what happened to Sakari. It seemed like a cool brother. I'd never met Gorilla the day of my life, only saw him on YouTube. After, apparently, I thought he just came out the blue. I don't know where dude came from before, but apparently he came from GMS. The GMS came from the House of David. House of David came from the ISUPK. So you had the ISUPK, which still stands to this day under Commanding General Yohana. It's the same UPK. And then you had House of David, you had GMS, you had Sakari. From Sakari, directly from Sakari, you had the House of Bread and Genesis. The House of Bread was doing a take on this Sakari business too. damn near verbatim using the same quips that General Hyman had used. Hide your cups. Make sure they're in the safe place. But it's important to keep the integrity of this body intact for the future generations, so that when they look back on these records, because we got the internet now, everything's out there. It's all recorded. It's all, you can pull it up in an instant. You can see it. You can see it for yourself instead of just having to hear about it word of mouth. So that, like, now, unfortunately, because of all this, we got videos of Polite, of all people, exposing GMS for their rape doctrine. And there was another video about another GMS cat who is, again, on video. It's on YouTube. I got to say somewhere, but it's on YouTube. And dude is saying how they're going to be raping white women. It's like they're going to be essaying white women. You might take a knife and cut him up a little bit on the throat. And I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but you literally said that he was going to take a blade and kind of slice their neck a little bit. Like he's going to snatch them up. And he going to rape white women. That's what he said on that video. In the kingdom of heaven. Not now, because that'd be crazy. In the kingdom of heaven, when the Lord's authority is going to be established, that's when he's saying this is going to get done. Rape, slacker, sexual assault of any kind is a death penalty offense according to the law of God. The ISUPK, the Commanding General Yohana, is not affiliated with any other organization. But unfortunately, Israel as a nation has stains like that we need to filter through. So it's important to, take your time, check out this, check out that, whatever. Come back home, though. Make sure you come back home when you get done, because you don't have to go see what this is like and what that's like. You ain't got to experience all this stuff. I've heard some of the horror stories of people that had survived, IUIC, ICGJC, GOCC, all these other, alphabet cliques and book clubs that are directly antichrist. Directly antichrist. He only had one body established. We keep that same pedigree. But come find out for yourself. Listen, come to the Passover, April 12th, Atlanta, Georgia. $200 per adult, 17 and older. Or for guests, for maybe those unfamiliar, unacquainted with the school, $200 at the door, or pay what you can. If you can't, you're not going to get turned away. If you're in the school, if you are an officer in the UPK, you are expected. That is an order. That is your prerogative. That is your burden. That is your responsibility. The same way I paid mine, Cat paid his, ZQ paid his, Milwaukee paid theirs, Chicago paid theirs, Atlanta paid theirs, so on and so forth. Pay yours too. Don't be stingy about it, especially right now. This close to it, you don't want to be showing up with your 200 at the door. You should have been prepared that prior to months ago. Like I'm gonna try to pay mine after this Passover. My next check, maybe the next two checks. My next couple checks after this Passover, I'm gonna try to pay it again ahead of time. That way I'm way ahead of the curve. I don't care where we gotta go. I'll put at least 200 down, right off top. I don't know if they accept it like that. So I can tell the men above me, if that's not the appropriate way to go, to the men beneath me, don't follow that example. I'm just saying, get prepared ahead of time, because we don't know where it's going to be yet. One of these days, Lord allow, it might be right here in Milwaukee. So we'll scout the city for you, let you know where the good places are to stay. We got really good food, despite what Captain Katazai had said. But I blame that on what Tommy G. Tommy G is not a representative of Milwaukee culinary scene at all. Just want to put that out there for Cat. I got you. But Lord allow, we'll start hosting some events up here since we got our new school building. Shout out to all the brothers that did all this amazing work to get this constructed in a very short amount of time, and with very, 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 very impressive results. So with that, all right, we're definitely ahead of the clock. I don't want to drag this out for the next 20 minutes. ISUPK Milwaukee, we're going to close out. I'm in a visual at Majum. Set back up. All right. Panyak Pudum, turn to face the east.
This will be the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 9 through 13. Nabinawi, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakuka, Taba'a, Rakazaka, Ayat, Aisha, Barakaza, Kawak, Hayat, Shemayim, Mutadana, Walakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalakna, Kabawatna, Kasalakna, Kabawatna, Wala, Tabiana, Barasawan. A ball, Hawasha now, my young, all right, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'al, Watapara, Lawalami, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Prayer for the Hakat, the power of evil. Yahweh Shemi Awashah, Baba Kashah, the Thunganawa, Hakat, Hakat, Larapa'at, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakat, Lataha, Hamatazarayim, Hakat, Lahapunu, Hamathium, Hakat, Arakua, Hatama'al, Lagarshan, Ba Shemi Awashah, the Waraman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you so big. For the blessed Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh Shemi Yahushua, Barak Lanau, Wayat Sa'ala, Wahabayat Sapari, Bashemi Yahushua, the Wadaman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Yahshua. And the school. In the name of Yahushua, thank you so big. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew, Ashta'ah, Ayah, Al-Hahari, Ma'ayah, Yara'ah, Azaria, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aksha, Shamayam, Warataza, Al-Yathan, Lamawa, Ragalka, Al-Yanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yayashan, Shawamah, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shemaka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yahweh, Hashemash, La'ah, Yakaka, Wayirak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashemaka, Makar Rai, Yashemah, Aknapashka, Yahweh, Yashemah, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, my thought, Wa'ai, our love. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Yahshua shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh shall keep you. Yahweh shall shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew, Al-Lahayim, Al-Damiyah, Al-Takarash, Wa-Al-Tashakwa, Al-Kayahuna, Al-Yabika, Yahama Yawan, Wa-Mashanayaka, Sha'awa Ra'ash, Al-Abika, Yahweh, Sawada, Wa-Yab, Tayai Tazawa, Al-Tazapawayika, Amarwa, Lakawa, Wa-Nakat Yadam, Magawi, Wa-La'a, Yazakar, Shamya Sha'al, Awada, Kaya, Nawai, Kazawa, La, Yakaza, Ayuka, Baya, Yakuratha, Ahalia, Adawam, Waya, Shemaya, Layam, Mawab, Wahagaria, Gabal, Wamawan, Wamala, Palashat, Amishaki, Kazawar, Gam Ashawar, Naluwa, Imam, Haywa, Zawai, Labani Luwa, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadi, Kastiyah, Sarah, Kayakin, Banakar, Wayashwan, Nashamad, Bayam Naam, Haywa, Daman, Ladam, Shaitam, Ladaya Muwa, Kaira, Watzah, Wazaba, Watzalmanah, Kal Nashakam, Asha, Amarwa, Nayim Shah, Lanwa, Af, Nawa, Alahayn, Alahaya, Shartama, Kagabala, Kokwash, Lapanya Rauka, Ka, Tabaayam Yayam, Wakalaha, Talaha, Hayam, Kandarda, Basari, Wabasa Wapaka, Tabalaham, Malaha, Panyaham, Walawan, Wayabakwashma, Wayapsla, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahalwa, Ayay, Wayataparwa, Wayathalwa, Wayadaiwa, Kayata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Al-Yawan, Ay, Kal, Harakaza. In English, keep not thy silence, O God, or not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yahshua may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Stelah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, as the Kishon, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles echo red, and like Zahab. Yea, all the princes and Zabah, and that Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God and possess. O my power, make them like the wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Prayer for the power structure in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua. Wa me'akahal. Wa alahay. Patazabiyah alawak yahana. Pa'alawakim. Pa'sarayim. Pa'patazayim. Pa'chayayoyim. Wa ha'fakim. Yahweh. Pa'asim Yahushua. Duwala among. In English, bless you Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you so big. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to all the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter to thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pasco the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, national space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street. Open up the internet and the airwaves, cable access channels and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it's the angels that have done. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake it thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it. So out to the front.
Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakathon, Yah Matah. Salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim Barak, Yahweh Shemal Atan Hashem Yahushua, Yah Matah. New Sabbath service. Turn this off real quick.
April 12th, man. Passover, Atlanta, Georgia. We'll see y'all up there. Shalom. Come there. Go get it twisted. It's right around the corner.
Practice Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's going to have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.